My goodness. No way we picked the town twice in a row. Oh my gosh, guys. What is going on? Oh, this is like some of my most cracked gameplay, I think. What is going on today? Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is of course Zigzag here, and I am back with another episode of the Road to Champion Division on my second account without moving, panning, or zooming. So if I'm honest, in the first episode I was not expecting to lose any games, so hopefully we can actually have a flawless day today. We had some pretty tough opponents last time, and yeah, let's get into this first duel. We're playing against a Japanese opponent. Guys, give the video a like if you're enjoying the channel, give it a sub as well, and let's see what we have going on our first round here, which appears to be maybe Bangladesh. I mean, it looks very Bangladesh-like. We have tons of palms, so I'd expect this to be further south in the country. Barashal area seems to work quite nicely here, in my opinion, just because it is flat, whereas Chittagong area tends to have a few more hills. Let's take a look around here, see if we're right. This Geoguessr is indeed around the place where I guessed, but more so in Khulna. And yeah, that is the most common one where you can find the yellow stripe on the back. But okay, a few points of damage starting off here. The opponent just going in Dakar, pretty reasonable guess. And here's our next round, which is going to be somewhere in Greece. Now, those hills in the background are really green, which is a bit sus to me. Oftentimes you find that on the island that has Patras here, where you get a bit of that green hilly kind of vibe. So I'll probably try that, to be honest with you. But it is a bit flat, so I could definitely see it being just a bit further north in this area here as well. And it was all the way up there near Bulgaria. I guess that does kind of make sense. Maybe that was even a bit green for the ones down here. It's probably a bit too hot down there, so not really sure, but probably could have guessed there better, obviously. Next one here, we're driving left. Should be somewhere in Thailand. Obviously, it's good to go fast here. I think, actually, it's better not to explain, or just to explain after I've guessed, because on rounds like this, we have the advantage by going quickly. Yeah, interesting. The unuseful part of this sign is in English. Would probably be good to be able to read the top bit there. And wow, we have Thai flags everywhere there. And we force our opponent into an error there in Brazil. So we've been playing quite nicely so far. Had the nice Bangladesh guess and everything, but on that one, the fast guess, even with the wrong side of the road driving, was enough to get us a good win there, or a good amount of damage. This looked to me like it was going to be somewhere in Spain, but the architecture is quite, I guess, Portuguese looking with the white buildings and the red roofs, so that's why I've gone further towards Portugal. It's probably a bit further south than where I clicked now that I look around, but yeah, that makes sense. Again, opponent getting a nice guess there, so yeah, that just goes to show that sometimes, you know, a lower rated opponent, they will get flustered on a round where they're just not quite sure and off the bat, and it can be a really good tactic to go quickly. Now, this should be Germany, I imagine. I'm looking to see if I can see any copyright. It is 2023. This felt like pretty central to me. I've noticed that the world map has a lot just in the very center of the country, and I think that's a fairly good looking landscape. Maybe a bit further south here. Now that I look around, it is kind of a rolling landscape, quite dry as well. But I imagine that our opponent will probably figure out that it's Germany and not much else. So we may do some damage here. And wow, it was just middle there. Yeah, I probably would have gone further towards where he went. But that is going to be almost knockout damage there, 1.6k. And sometimes, yeah, world map meta, just go in the middle. And here we have some double damage with rock walls. And the country here is not obvious, though I would say it's probably Ireland. There are two ways I can get Ireland here. One, we have grass growing in the middle of the road. And two, these buildings off in the background, kind of a yellowish building and a white building, very much Irish architecture. Also, lack of trees. They cut down a lot of the trees in Ireland. So there we go. That was a nice win to start off with. He was a high-rated opponent, so that's 19 points. 1.1 thousand is our goal for the series, but we still have a long way to go before that. Anyhow, it looks like we're going to run it back in Germany here against a low-rated opponent this time. And again, I would say this is the type of round where I'm probably tempted to just go quite quickly. We have white buildings rather than brick ones. I'm just going to go for the same spot here. I feel like this is actually, this time it fills me with even more confidence. But could it even be Luxembourg? I guess that's still possible. Well, the copyright would say it's probably Germany, but it's still possible, I guess. I'm not really sure if Luxembourg has 2023 coverage. But do we have anything here? Straßentiefbau? Again, it works. Yeah, and our opponent goes in Sweden. Not a bad guess there, I have to say. Sweden can look like that. But the architecture probably would have helped. We didn't see any red buildings or anything. Okay, the next one here should be somewhere in Poland. It is a Polish pole here as well, so I'll come over here and explain that one. I think this guess is fine. But yeah, this pole has like the holes, and they don't go. Yeah, it was Warsaw there. They don't. The holes, if you want to go back in time and watch again, the holes don't go all the way down to the ground or to the top of the pole. They're just kind of in the middle. So that's only in Poland, really. And this one is Switzerland. Now, we probably have a canton flag. There is that just a Japanese flag, I'm not sure. But we have German language here, so we won't go Geneva. Zurich or Bern? I kind of got more of a Bern vibe. I have really no idea. It could be a bunch of places, I think. And that is interesting. Schlieren? Schlieren? Yeah, it was Bern. Okay, interesting. Probably just the suburb there, I guess, or a town nearby. But it's going to be, again, decent damage. So this episode started off a lot more successful than the last one. This time we got French language, and we've got Lausanne and the airport, both in the same direction. So I'm thinking this one actually may be... Would it be Lausanne? It does have a big airport, I wonder. Because I kind of thought we might be more so in Geneva here. And we do have an airport. It looks like it would be the same direction as Lausanne, so I'm actually going to try that here. A little bit of a creative guess, you could say. But no, I think that's a good guess. Yeah, and it was actually... Oof, we got the 5k there, basically. Very nice guess. And our opponent is all the way over in Paris. So clearly not knowing the low-cam meta, although we had place names there, which I guess a lot of people would know. So consider myself a bit lucky there. Next one here should be somewhere in Poland. Wait, is it? I just assumed that, but I'm not really actually sure. This yellow sign looks kind of Yugoslavian, so that would probably put us in, I guess with these hills, with these green hills, it should be somewhere in Slovenia, but flat Slovenia, so out Maribor way or something like that. Let's go in Slovenska Bistrica, I don't know, and take a look around here. And so, yeah, this antenna with the kind of thick knob on the end, very common in Slovenia compared to other countries. So we should be correct here. And oh my goodness, no way we picked the town twice in a row for a sick knockout there. Goodness me, I am on fire. Let's go. Let's keep it up. So obviously, okay, we have the opportunity to get out of the gold division today, but what's going on here? Don't like the look of that. We're in. Okay, excellent. And we have some Sweden action here, I think. So short dashes, reddish road. That often is like Dalarna. Now, let me actually work out which one Dalarna is. We have guessed it correctly here, so I think this is a good guess. If not a bit further... no, I think the trees are kind of the right latitude here. But okay, a bit further south there, actually. But the red road, the very red roads are common in Dalarna, more so than anywhere else. And here we go on the next front here, which looks like Tunisia to me. And it looks fairly northern here, lots of pines and everything. That follow car, I believe, is a Tunis one. I could be wrong about that, but yeah. Normally in Tunisia, you will have some kind of follow car, and in Tunis itself, you have a bunch of different ones. Looks like we are in between Tunis east and south, so we are looking good. And our opponent is actually closer there by clicking in the middle, but it's not a bad result. It really isn't. Especially because he could turn around and see the sign, but we could not. Okay, the next one here is going to be some yellow dashes on the outside, very common in Ireland. We have some hills west there, so I'm thinking of guessing a bit further west this time. Limerick area could work quite nicely. Also Galway area. I'm going to go Limerick on this occasion, and it was between the two. And another nice guess by our opponent here. So definitely Nuno is putting up a good fight. Definitely quick at recognizing the countries as well, because I haven't been going slowly. Next one here we have the typical Ghanan Google car. Everything feels rather Ghana. But the question is where to go. I thought this is South Coast somewhere. Accra seeming the most likely, but... Oh, it is. Wow. Again, guys. Oh my gosh. Just really, really nice guesses today for some reason. Couldn't tell you why, but hey, I'm switched on. We'll take it. And the next one here is 1.5 times damage. And we happen to be in Cambodia here with this poll, I believe. And it does look Cambodian as well. I thought this kind of looks a bit middle of the country. So I'm just going to go for that. But yeah, Cambodia often has this kind of farmland separated by small strips of grass. Lots of houses on stilts like we saw in this location a few times. And okay, that was actually south. Makes sense. We saw a fancy roof nearby. But it's almost knockout damage. If we had clicked south, I think it would have been. Which is unfortunate, I guess. But it's okay, we can do it here. And this should be somewhere in, I think it's actually Bangladesh here. All white road lines, definitely a good tip for Bangladesh. And, I don't quite work out where this one is. I'm going to go here. I feel like there's a number of options here on around like this. But yeah, this is Bangladesh. Obviously, Bangladesh often has these like rows of trees, the avenues of trees. Oh my gosh, guys, what is going on? What is going on? Oh, this is like some of my most cracked gameplay, I think. I just keep on plonking the town somehow. I mean, I was actually that was not just a random guess. I did think it kind of looked like that region, but gosh, I don't even know. Okay, now there's too much pressure, guys. I'm not going to get it this close again, surely. This one, if I had to go anywhere, I was thinking like near Santa Fe maybe. So I'm just going to go for that here. Yeah, I mean, this could be really anywhere. And okay, it's a pretty good guess then, in Entre Rios on the Uruguayan border, and our opponent struggling in that duel, definitely. Had some nice guesses as well, but we are flying up the rankings. This has been a much more successful episode than episode 1. And we're against the same guy, which is good, and we can get some nice elo from him if we happen to win again, which, all things being equal, we should be likely to. And this one is, the country is not obvious to me just yet. I thought it might be like Slovenia. I mean, Slovakia or something, but the sign doesn't really look Slovakian. It looks too big in a way. This sign, the pole top here is also kind of strange to me. I can see this being in the mountains in Romania, which I might just go for, but I'm very much not confident on that. The mountains almost look Alps-like, so I thought France is possible, but I don't think the architecture's French here. So as we move over, oh, is Slovakia? Interesting. Wow, really not a Slovakian-looking sign over here. I'm curious about that one. It's painted white at the back. It should be quite rare, I think. And okay, it was Czechia. I guess that, I mean, Czechia and Slovakia. I mean, both of them seemed quite unlikely to me there. I guess we're technically in the right mountain range, but doesn't really count for much when you're that far away, does it? Next one here should be somewhere in Eastern Europe. We have an antenna here. It kind of looks like Croatia, doesn't it? Wooden pole. Croatia or Slovenia are the two options here, in my opinion. It's a bit sandy on the side of the road. Okay, I'm going to go for a crazy guess here again. This is probably wrong this time, but I thought it kind of looked like the Koper area. It really could be, but I do think it's one of these two countries anyway, so I feel fine. Let's take a look around and see if we're right about it. I mean, ooh, it's quite possible, you know. It has a bit of a beach vibe. Oh, that's a big city, though. Okay, we should be wrong. Maybe this is Zagreb. Okay, actually not. In Slavonski Brod instead. But we're pretty close there. 1,000 points is actually a pretty decent result. Our opponent going all the way in Switzerland. And here we have some double yellows on the outside. We have massive apartment buildings. So this one, with the colourful apartment buildings, should be somewhere in Singapore. Double yellow is also common in Singapore as well, mind you. And Taiwan? No, this is not Taiwan. Okay, thank goodness. It's just Taiwanese food. I was a little bit concerned about that, to be honest. But yeah, these apartment buildings, I'm pretty sure they would never be Taiwan. Not going to blame our opponent for that guess, by the way. We almost knock him out as well, but unfortunately just 600 points damage left. We are going to be somewhere in Australia or New Zealand here. Should be Australia at that. And it's actually going to be northern Tasmania now. Can I pick the town? So that's a Tasmanian light. It could be Burnie here. I think it's probably Devonport. Devonport's most likely, Burnie second most likely to me. I think the grid kind of looks good for Devonport here. What business do we have next to us here? Some kind of a school. I want to click next to a school here. I don't see a good school in time, unfortunately. And indeed, it was Devonport. Damn, I would have loved to have found this school. It was an IGA. No, it was a school. TAFE. Okay, it was a TAFE. But that was a great game. Again, picking the town. You know how it is, guys. We're just moving up in the world at the moment. And who are we going to have in our next game? A Japanese opponent? Ooh, with a 10 in the name. Interesting. If you know what that username means, do tell. But this should be somewhere in Poland. We have a Polish bollard inside the guardrail here. This camera is more common in the Northwest, the old Generation 4 camera. So I'm going to go like this. But yeah, you can kind of tell the old Generation 4 camera. This is really, I think this is one of the hardest things to tell. The blue in the sky is a bit darker, but it's also very bright on the ground. So I don't really know if there's a better way to describe it than that, but our opponent went Germany, which is a good start for us. Yeah, the old Generation 4 camera is very rare these days, very rare indeed. So when you get it, it's kind of nice because you know it should normally be Sweden, Austria, Poland, if you're talking Europe. Okay, I have no idea where this is. Could this be the tracker inside Antananarivo in Madagascar? I think I'll just go for it here before our opponent finds anything useful. Ooh, we get it. My gosh, guys. To be honest, that's not that insane, because, like, I have seen that before, probably, but I'm happy I picked it, because he immediately got it, so that was a dangerous round in many ways. Ooh, and this is weird. I don't even know the continent. I mean, assume it's Europe. The dirt road's really weird to me. But it's an olive tree or something, so probably a bit further south than I initially thought. Maybe like all the way south in France or Italy or something. I could click on the border. I don't know. I'll click like here near Avignon. But let's take a look around here. Ooh, surely it's not New Zealand. Sun is kind of northern. Oh, it is New Zealand. Look at this fern. Wow. Wowee. Okay, hard round there. Goodness me. That's about as hard as it comes from New Zealand, in my opinion. We got 0 points, of course. Gosh. That is a real stinker. But, okay, we are rewarded with some Darwin next up, and we immediately go here. Our opponent was playing very nicely so far, I must say. Because I doubt he was able to get too much information on the last round. That was pretty rural. So, if he gets this, then I'm thinking it's like a Smurf or... but no, it is pretty guessable. Yeah, and I'm saying, oof, and we plunk pretty nicely there. But yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, and we almost knock him out there actually. So we're both in a vulnerable situation here. 1.5 times damage, and we're looking at some Eastern Europe for sure. I don't know what this is actually. To be honest with you, the houses almost felt a bit. I'm not sure if it's Balkan or not. It kind of looked a bit Hungarian, but. The chevrons are not Hungarian, and it's not France. So what is this then? 5. It could be Czechia. I didn't really think it was Czechia. What about Bulgaria here? Bulgaria's not out of the question, but I just don't like. Normally Bulgaria doesn't look like this, so I feel like there's a bit of a skill issue. I guess. What about Skopje? No, I don't really think it feels like Skopje. What about, I think, actually, all in all, that Zagreb is quite likely here, and I just have to go at this point, because he's gotten too much info. Let's take a look here. Ooh, so that's possible. I mean, I still feel like it's possible here. I could be in the right city, you know? But, that sign, maybe. Yeah, I don't know, even after looking around, and it was Zagreb. Oh my gosh, guys. What is going on today? I don't even know. Like, I'm just picking it. But okay, let's make it out of gold division here. Surely we can. And we are in against an Estonian opponent here, highly rated as well. I think when we jump up to the master division, it's going to be hard. Now, this looked like we had Greek language, and I could only assume this is Athens. 1, Athens is really common on this map, and 2, it's quite hilly. And oh my gosh, the other side of the archaeological national park there. That was not intentional, but I will take it. Okay, next one here. I don't even know. I feel like I'm blessed today. What is going on? This is green number plate there. No, surely not. I don't know what's going on with that. But this is why is the country actually unsure to me? I think it's actually Ecuador. Yeah, weird Ecuador. Red brick is weird for Ecuador though. Is it actually? I think it's actually. Yes, it should actually be somewhere in Colombia here. Now, where do we go in Colombia? Is it north? The people, are they African in origin? I think so. So we have to, we guess like somewhere on the coast then, because Afro-Colombians, they live mostly on the coast, and it's quite actually a strong meta, if you if you want to turn some people into a meta. But yeah, we have a Colombian cross here. We should be in the right region, I think, if I'm right about those people. And indeed, it was that region. Yeah, so that's a really good meta, honestly. It's probably the best, like, what would you say, phenotype meta in Geoguessr, I would say. But okay, round number 3 here, and we have some grease action, I believe, with these tall wooden poles. It's not an easy grease, though. I would say it's probably further north here, maybe near Thessaloniki or something like that. We have directly north hills here, so yeah, I guess that Thessaloniki can work here. I don't love the guess, to be honest, but the hills are kind of mild here for Greek standards, so I do think that this is a pretty good shout, all in all. So we'll see where this actually is. And okay, it was in Kozani. I was thinking of going Katerini, but yeah, we were never going to get that close there. Good guess from our opponent, by the way, playing quite nicely here. As we move on to a Switzerland, I guess, with this really wide blur. And the houses are weird here. Very, very Alps, but the hills are north, which is interesting. Some kind of a ridge north here. I don't really know what that makes us. I'm just going to click in the middle here, because I don't have a good idea, and I don't want our opponent to get to some useful info. I feel like this thing, this black and white stripes, is actually useful. Is that actually French? Yeah, that makes sense to me. A lot of French going on here. That's why the architecture felt strange, but we should be somewhere like around this. With the North Ridge, oh wow, all the way east for the French bit there. Yeah, of course he goes in France, and don't blame him. Delémont, interesting. That North Ridge, really interesting around there. And the middle plonk even works. And here we are back in Greece once again. Wow, 3 Greases in 1 seed. Yeah, so I don't really know where this one is. I think it's quite green, right? So I'll just go somewhere along the coast here. I don't really have a strong vibe. Let's take a look around. Ooh, and it was all the way west there. He goes Crete. Again, reasonable guess. Reasonable guess. I do get that. It was actually Corfu, though. So he got the island vibes. I didn't, but worked out fine for me. You have some Oz. Should be in Melbourne, but could it be Adelaide? It could be Adelaide, you know. Ooh. Is it Adelaide Hills? I think it could be. I'm really struggling to differentiate the two on this occasion. I'll go for Adelaide. I mean, we could click between them, but that's a bit lame. Looking around here. Yeah, and we have a Stobie pole. We are correct. So, does our opponent know Stobie poles? I should have clicked actually in the hills, because I think this is a bit too far out, but we're going to be close regardless. Very close. And let's see it here. And even it is further east than I thought. Oh my gosh. And that is obviously going to be knockout damage. Yeah, Melbourne was my other thought there. But there we go. We are in Master Division. Now things get interesting. This is where the series officially gets interesting. Obviously, compared to the last episode we breezed through today, very clean games. But now we should expect to lose a bunch. And this is where the real grind begins, in my opinion. Because we're going to be facing 1,000 rated players. And that is just no fun, I can tell you. Okay, wow, look at this guy. Almost 1,100 rated. We're going to have to play so well to win here. This is southern Brazil. I think Santa Catarina often has this pole top, but it can just as easily be found in a bunch of other places. I think it's safest to go Sao Paulo here on world map. But we'll take a look around here. Are we going to have any, like, phone codes? This is why against good players, we have to just go. We have to really just go. And I'm not going to be afforded the time to think that I was against the gold divisions. And it was Sao Paulo there, so a really nice start to the duel. It's actually going to be significant damage there. 600 points-ish. But yeah, Harrison, I'm expecting... Look at that purple background here. If we win this one, we're really playing nice. That's a good test to end off the video. This, I think, was Paris. But could it be Belgium? Yes. Oh, wow. Immediate guess from our opponent here. Is it a Belgian pole? I think the architecture is not Belgian. I don't think it looks like Paris either, though. So I'm going to click a city nearby. Troyes? I have no idea. Let's just go for Troyes here. And it was all the way west in France instead. So Harrison doing a bit of damage there. I did not get that vibe off the architecture, but it's kind of a historical or touristic town, I think, there. And the next one here, we got double yellows. I mean, we got yellow on the pole in the Taiwanese fashion. And I have resigned in Taiwan to clicking like this. Even though I got more of a north vibe here, yeah, I just click like that and it works quite nicely, especially in the mountains like that. Flat Taiwan, I do try and go for the better guess, but in hilly Taiwan, just better to guess in the middle. Oh, it's hard. We have to instantly guess here. Instantly. Oh, I'd love to zoom in on that. Haha. It doesn't say Kotor, does it? Oh, no. Where's the sun? Sun, let's be rational here. Sun is more to the north. So, I guess this is Argentina or Chile. It kind of looks like near de Barrios, so I will click there. Okay, not bad. Not a bad result there at all. Actually, it was Argentina indeed. That is a really good result. I'm glad I didn't try and go Bay of Kotor in Montenegro. So I can't complain. Okay, next one here. 1.5 times damage. I would say that this is Ukraine. But I don't really have too much to back that up apart from the poor quality road here. Let's take a look around. Ooh, the car is Ukrainian. And it is pretty warm there, so that's a good guess. Ooh, we are really on fire today. I think that this is going better than it will in the future. That's my prediction here. Well, here we have double damage in Cambodia. We have fancy roofs. And fancy roofs and palms, I would click like somewhere around here maybe. So let's just click in the mountains here, either side of this. When it was all the way up on the Thai border there. Opponent goes Thailand, so unfortunately a bit of damage there on us. Our opponent is guessing quickly. I wonder if he knows I'm playing NMPZ, maybe a viewer possibly. 2.5 times damage in Espirito Santo here. There's those massive mountains that you see there. He's instantly guessed. He knows where this is, I'm assuming. So we have, oh, these are just gloriously huge mountains. Could we be looking at, I don't know, it's any of this area. I'm going to click right here in this kind of touristy place. And, okay, it was a bit further north there. Yeah, opponent just playing quite nicely here. I actually think when the mountains kind of stand alone a bit more, it's probably more of a north thing. But it slipped my mind, or I didn't really want to go for the risky guess, more like. Triple damage here, and it's hard. We have to go Belgian, I have no idea if this is correct, but I thought Belgian coast kind of reminded me of that. Okay, not really liking it with some of these houses, but it could still be true. I think this is Eastern Europe, maybe. Or not. Oh, what's that? Yeah, Spanish language, actually. What the heck? Oof. Oh, no. It's Romanian. That makes sense. We may survive. We do not. Okay, so there we go. We get knocked back. We get knocked back just. It was only a few points of damage, so we should be back to the Masters at the start of the next episode. But, guys, thank you very much for watching that video. That was going to be a bit too crazy to come out with a win against someone who's essentially at the rating we need to get to right at the start of the series. But, guys, thank you very much for watching the video all the way to the end. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Till next time, and goodbye.